Lone Wolf Jedi here with another one of my rants, and I'm thinking, wow, 2 rants in 1 week. Interesting. Anyway, let's get on this rant. This one is going to be about a disturbing trend in Hollywood that's happened in recent years, and that is remakes. I'm not just talking about remakes of old movies. I'm also talking about remakes of, or taking old TV shows and putting them in movies. And the reason why I'm doing this rant is because this coming Friday is going to be a movie that's going to be, I call it a remake, but the people behind it call it a reboot. And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, if it has the same name as the older movie, it is a remake. If it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's a duck. And also, I'm using a bigger picture of myself instead of an image because I want to avoid any possible legal issues, copyright BS. Now, let's get on with this here. What I want to talk about is basically, there are a lot of movie people in movies. I've talked to actually some people at my job about this. That are a lot of people that are making these movies. They're basically remaking these things, and also taking old TV shows. Now, in my own personal opinion, the only movie that was from an old TV show, it was a movie, because it was a TV show that was made into a movie years ago. It was a cartoon, and that was Transformers. And that to me, Transformers was like one of the best movies of 2007. I'm not really sure, but I think I have a video here on YouTube where I reviewed Transformers. I don't think that it's up. I don't really remember if I uploaded it or not. So anyway, that I thought was one of the better movies of 2007 because, well, it was one of the reasons why I think that was good is because Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg decided to do a live action version of it instead of cartoon, and that I thought was really one of the best ideas that they had. But now, of course, this coming Friday, Michael Bay is coming out with Friday the 13th, and I'm like thinking, okay, he says it's a reboot, but like I said, it's a remake. Okay? Now, the whole reason why I don't really like these remakes is because if they didn't really work out that back then, or, actually, they aren't going to do well, because some of I can understand why. I mean, there's hardly any original ideas in Hollywood anymore. Yeah. Plus, the whole trying to think here. Another reason I'm thinking of is possible is because I guess some of these guys that are making these movies want to show today's generation what was popular back in their generation, or what I would consider my generation. Because when I was a teenager, and or even younger than that, the most popular horror films were Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, and Halloween, and those were. I'm thinking, if those are remade, then who knows if today's generation will do it, will like it as much as my generation did, or if one of my people in my generation want to recapture their or relive what they went through back then. And this is a little personal. This is actually a little personal thing. Talking about what people went through back then. My youngest niece wants to see Friday the 13th. My sister does not want her because of the fact that when my sister saw it, first of all, she never went near a lake since, and after that. And I don't know how long it took before she actually went to a lake after that. And also, I remember this because I was back then. Me and her shared a room, and there was a lot of sleepless nights after that movie. I'm telling you, because she would wake up with nightmares, and I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want my youngest niece to go through that. So that's why I told her. That's why both my sister and me have told her, no, sorry, we can't let you see this movie. And now another thing that I'm talking about, making old TV shows into movies. We've seen that with Brady Bunch, Charlie's Angels, and coming soon, The A-Team. Um, I, I was actually a big fan of The A-Team back in the 80s. For me, it was like The A-Team, Knight Rider, and all those other uh, great TV shows. Most of them were made by Stephen J. Cannell. He's one of the best writers of one of the best writers of all time. Um, now, what I'm looking at is if whoever's making the A-Team, please, please, please do not do what the person did to the Brady Bunch or Charlie's Angels, because pretty much both of those were horrible, terrible. I did not like the Brady Bunch movie. I did not like the very Brady sequel. And I saw Charlie's Angels, and I thought to myself, no, no, I don't think so. So, well, um, there are actually some films out there that are actually good ideas, original ideas, but there are a lot of, movies that are being remade, and to me, that's just being uh, redundant. Because I'll give you another example of a movie didn't do too well back in its day, and it didn't do too well then either. Now, when it was released, remade, that was Yours, Mine, and Ours. Back then, it was Henry Fonda. He starred in that movie with Lucille Ball, and it was basic idea. Uh, a couple got together. They both had a whole bunch of kids. Now, there's another movie that was made years ago. I don't exactly know when, but it was entitled Yours, Mine, and Ours, and it starred Rene Russo and Dennis Quaid. Same idea, same premise, whole thing, whole 9 yards. And like the one before it didn't do too well. But I just think to myself, oh, and another thing about the people who are making the A-Team movie, whatever you do, don't make it like. Also, another movie based on a TV show should try to avoid making it like Starsky and Hutch. I mean, I do like Ben Stiller's work and Owen Wilson's, but that movie was just horrible. I saw bits and pieces of it, and to me, it was just not. It wasn't good. Um, well, there was actually one film that it was remade. It was not good, but I would say it was watchable, and that was War of the Worlds. Steven Spielberg remade War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning, and I'm thinking that was actually a pretty good one, but it wasn't as good as the original. Well, I can see that my time is almost up here, so I'm going to say thank you for watching, and please rate, comment, subscribe. Thank you.